Welcome back to another Kope WWE video today. Bad Blood just happened, and it's time to rate the matches. Starting off with CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Hell in the Cell. Do you just want to start off with, you rate it out of 10, right?
Uh, I forgot to give my rating.
On the
I forgot
spot
to
then,
write
on the
down the
spot,
rating.
on the spot.
Okay.
You want me to do my rating first?
No.
Okay.
Man, this first match, it's actually crazy that they would start with this match. I
Yeah,
know you were talking about that
totally
when it
main
first
event worthy.
happened. Let's talk about what happened first, and then we'll give ratings. Let's see how strongly I really feel about it.
I mean, they cooked.
So, yeah, this was CM Punk, Drew McIntyre. CM Punk comes out with the victory. Off rip, this is like the bloodiest fight I've ever seen.
Yeah.
This is my introduction back, just to set the stage a little bit. Like I haven't watched
First
a
wrestling
real
match in over
wrestling
10
match,
years.
yeah, in so long, and to see that much blood come out of these two guys is actually crazy. At one point, Drew McIntyre's head,
Yeah, they
he's
had to
laying on the
towel him.
ground. They had to
They
towel him
had
because
to
his
towel him.
entire face was like it looks like someone painted his face. Right?
Yeah. CM Punk did paint his face right.
Literally, and that was pretty. It was cool, I guess.
I
To
need to
see.
I need to make my statement right now.
What's up?
The bottom stairs is the best weapon in wrestling. The
Yeah.
amount of spots in this match alone that those bottom stairs catered, the white noise, the Drew McIntyre breaking his own spine,
Oh man.
him sitting up against it when he gets his like the shit poured into his mouth. The bottom stairs deserve its recognition.
The bottom stair did actually play a large role in
Hmm
today's match, and that was cool to see.
And it was cool when he carried that shit like a boulder on his head, like to get into the ring. Like that was a
Oh
cool
yeah,
triumphant
yeah.
moment for him. The tools, cool,
That's what I
cool.
also had written down.
Yeah,
The toolbox is a cool
yeah,
thing to whip out. I mean, dude, seeing someone
yeah,
cram a
yeah. That's
wrench
so
into someone's
nasty.
head, it's like you can feel the
Mm-hmm.
pain while it's happening. It's actually that's
Gross,
kind of disgusting,
gross.
but it's
Well,
a crazy
yeah,
thing to think
yeah,
about.
yeah.
And the
And
CM Punk throw it back
oh yeah.
behind him to hit him like while Drew was still
Mm-hmm.
in the stage. That was cool.
And and the table. I really like that table.
Yeah.
That was like,
Multiple tables came out during this
but
match.
like, oh yeah, that's
But
true.
the
The one where
table
they,
flip, you're saying.
yeah, where he actually went through the table, not the one where they just like tore it apart,
Right.
which was really cool. I thought someone's like head was gonna get smashed into the bottom of the table,
I
like
mean,
the way it was
he
sitting
tried to
there.
push his head down.
I know, but like
Another just like
I
you could die for
this was such a
successfully
dangerous
doing that.
match. Drew McIntyre's the goat. Not actually, but
Drew
he's cool.
McIntyre, I also had written down like he actually just seems super powerful.
Hmm
And
he was a villain as
we'll
fuck.
get later in this. Remind me, I have another kind of question about something related to that, and
About
also
what?
with Roman Reigns. Just the fear, the sheer physical power.
So
Someone
this
like Drew
you're gonna bring
McIntyre.
something back later?
Yes,
Okay.
but I'll get it.
I think it, can I get my rating now? I just want to get it out
Yeah,
of the way.
yeah.
I gave it a 9.5 out of 10 because I think it was a great ending with the fucking wrapped around the knee GTS with the steel on his
Yeah, I
knee.
completely forgot about that.
Perfect finisher. I knew he was gonna be done after that shit.
When you saw
When
him
I
wrapping
saw
it
him
up,
wrapping, I was like calling it out. I was like,
it's
if
like
he
that
hits this,
has
it's
to be the
over.
move. Yep.
The reason it didn't get a 10 for me, or even a 9.75, they didn't get out of the ring, or like they didn't get out of the cage, and
Despite the climbing
despite the
holes,
climbing holes. If you know about the climbing holes, comment. But like
comment why they're there.
yeah,
I
because
don't
they
understand.
never went out. I really wanted Punk to at least climb it on the inside because he climbs stuff, and I thought he was gonna do like maybe lay him on the table, climb up the wall a little bit, drop down or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, just even jumping
Yeah,
off the wall.
but I understand why they didn't leave it because that the whole point of the cage is like, oh, this rivalry is coming to a close in this cell. But yeah, I still think it was one of the best matches I've literally ever seen.
That was awesome. So what is your official rating?
9.5 out of 10 for that match.
9.5. See, off rip. I mean, yeah, I could not have asked for a better match to really get back into it.
I mean, I could see anyone's argument for giving it a 10 out of 10. I don't know if you're gonna, but I can see any argument for it because that was a really.
I'm not gonna give it a 10 out of 10 because I mean, again, like it's my entry point. I'm only expecting cool with it. But I mean, I'm just gonna give it a 9. And I think that's still a pretty high score.
Yeah.
It was an awesome.
Are you gonna do the same as me, where you're going based on like a 2.5 system?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take that into consideration.
All right, let's move on to Nia Jax versus Bayley. Thought it was a good match. I don't think it was that special because you haven't seen them fight. They've had a match of similar good caliber. Like, it was a great match with great moments. I'm gonna be honest, Tiffany is once again useless. Like, what she does, it's entertaining, but she's continued to like have these like. I understand Triple H's. I'm gonna build it up. Then you're gonna erupt. I really wanted it to erupt, but I can see why once the later stuff happened, you don't want to put all your eggs into this pay-per-view. But I just thought this match was lackluster because of it.
Yeah, and I see what you mean. I mean, I have down. Tiffany Stratton should have cashed in.
1000%.
But also, she didn't, obviously for a reason, and I wanted to ask you, like, what is her reason for not? Like, why is she so loyal to?
Nia Jax is this big bad enforcer. We're like, unless she's knocked out, like, especially when she saw her rise up like the fucking Undertaker,
Yeah.
she was probably like, oh, she's not damaged enough for me to just get an easy win. When you're Money in the Bank, you want to wait till like those two people are borderline dead, and then you have the free pin.
I know, but
she's being smart.
All she did was expose herself, and now I'm sure Nia's gonna be a little like cautious of. As if she probably already was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was.
But like, I just don't understand what she has to gain from even being in this little relationship.
Yeah. To this point, I think the results were completely telegraphed. We knew this match outcome. We knew she was gonna.
You were just waiting for Tiffany to show up.
Yeah. And then we knew there was a good chance she was just gonna flop again too. Like, this match felt super telegraphed, and I think that's what lowered my rating because I thought the fight between them really good. The ending was really good. The top rope Samoan drop into the ass drop. Yeah.
That shit was good.
Yeah, that was good. The referee moments were funny though. I do like that she like fell onto the ref and like killed her.
Yeah.
Kind of rude.
Took her out of it.
Yeah. Shout out referees, but that being said, I gave it a 6.25 out of 10 because I thought it was good wrestling, and I did really like the match. But like, since I knew so much of it was like probably gonna happen that way, I probably would have given it closer to a 5 if the referee moments didn't happen. Because that shit was really funny. The way she just like got kicked and knocked out onto her, that was funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't really have too strong of opinions, to be honest. Mm-hmm. But I did think it was actually really fun. Like, some of the shit that Nia did.
Just beasted her
like,
ass.
Yeah, it was just like.
Yeah, you were loving the beginning where she was just like dominating her.
Yeah, no, she was just ripping her apart. But Bayley was also pretty fun to watch. It was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, I liked when they both did each other's finishers. Like when she did the Bayley to belly and then she did the Samoan drop. It was a good match.
Yeah. I mean,
Do you have a number?
Yeah. I mean, and I'm taking this obviously in scope with the entire pay-per-view that I just watched.
True. Yeah.
Like, this is really only a 5 fight sample size, and I'm gonna give it a 6.
Flat?
5.
6.5? So better than I gave it. Okay.
Yeah, it was an entertaining fight. But
after an unforeseen devastating event, the mic cut out in the middle of Damian Priest and Finn Balor. So we're gonna start there.
God.
But I mean, I'll just go ahead and say, I'm gonna start with my rating this time. We'll switch it up.
Fuck it, dude.
I gave it a 5.25 out of 10. This is because it was a good match. I like Finn Balor. I love Damian Priest. These are two amazing fighters. But Balor looked weak as ever. Judgment Day, weak as ever. I love Damian Priest being uplifted. He is the former world champion for a reason. He is a beast. he did his job looking strong, but unless we get to a point I'll get to in a moment, then I think this loss for Balor was stupid.
Right. Yeah. Before you get into that, Damian Priest looks good in this role of being, a enforcer. He's really I think he's gonna. They're gearing him up to be a big dog. I think
he's been He's been low broing them the past month on Raw every week. He's been scaring them and low key torching them, but he usually gets overwhelmed by the fact there's just 6 of them beating his ass. But he's right. Looks strong, but this was just annihilation. This was a SmackDown.
Yeah. This was not the greatest fight, all things considered.
Worst match of the night by far.
Looking at all these matches, yeah, I'm going 5-7-5.
You're not gonna lower it after reconsideration?
I'm not gonna lower it. 5-7-5 feels good to me, and I'm excited for other things. I won't.
And as I mentioned this the first time before we had to re-record, but I have a theory about why this match happened this way. That little paint under his eye, I don't think that's normal for Balor, but I have a theory we're moving to Demon Balor. He's gonna lose more face paint, lose a little more face paint here and there. Maybe some starts coming onto his body, pause, but it's just gonna keep growing. It's just going to keep going until he reaches full demon. Maybe something pushes him over the edge, losing the tag titles. Then he's gone for a little bit, and then, Damian Priest is about to do something cool, and then boom, reignite the flame. Balor is a demon, and then he whoops his ass in the next match or something.
It's a good prediction.
Hopefully. I mean, I would love for that to come true. I miss Demon Balor.
Next up is the new championship belt.
Oh, yeah. I already forgot about this again.
The new championship belt is...
the Crown Jewel Championship.
It's just weird. And it's too big this way.
It's ugly. I think it's ugly. I think it's a stupid belt.
It just looks weird considering all the other belts. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, but it's clunky, like you said.
I understand it's something cool. It's going to bring that global audience. But what makes it different from, every other title? Is it just a one-off thing? Are they going to, is there going to be a reason to flex it? If he's already a world champion, because the 2 people fighting for it's going to be Cody and Gunther, probably. Unless Sammy wins, but sorry, Sammy, you're not winning. But, we know there's only 2 people who can win it it doesn't make a lot of sense. I was really hoping it was going to be the women's mid-card title, whatever that be, U.S. Women's United States title, Intercontinental. I just thought we were going to get one, especially after how much emphasis during the show they were putting on Stinky Chelsea Green, because she's the staple of the mid-card. She'd probably be the one to get it first, but I just don't see the direction with this title. I don't see why it was this big announcement.
Yeah. It was weird. We got to see the Gunther moment and the Goldberg moment.
Totally.
Yeah, that's really all to say.
Yeah, I was happy they got their screen time.
One thing we didn't touch on screen time wise, Metro Boomin.
Want some more?
He was there. He hit a really cool little.
Ew,
that was
Chelsea.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish they recorded the conversation of maybe Triple H being hey, Metro, you're gonna start doing an interview, but then when this girl walks by, just make a PU noise.
Yep.
That's just funny to me.
We never got to hear his answer to the question, his actual prediction, which I would have valued, but whatever. It was fun.
I'm glad Metro Boomin showed up for sure.
Next is Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley.
Great match. Really good match.
It was fun.
I loved it.
Let's start with Dominic.
Little scaredy wimp boy in his cage.
Scared, he was in the cage.
He pooped his pants with his own toilet paper.
He somehow got it open despite not standing up.
Yeah.
It essentially just swung open. And it was open for a while before anything happened, but then he did fall, and it was cool.
And he became a piñata, which is an inventive idea, and I loved it, and it did increase my match rating. And I think the match was really good. And I loved how strong Rhea looked, but also she has a weakness. That leg is a weakness. Her insatiable hatred for Dom was a weakness. She could have won the match. She could have hit a Riptide and win. She said, nah, let me go beat up him. Let me whisper to the ref cam.
Yeah. Yeah, and the ref cam, it's a great idea. It was a forced moment.
Shouldn't be on his ear.
I think it should be on his ear. It gives a POV. It's pretty close to his eyes.
There's just other ways they can do it. We said maybe like a hat or some glasses. Maybe a GoPro on the chest type of deal. But
it is cool to have a ref cam.
Definitely a forced moment.
It was just weird what she said.
Yeah, I love the leg abuse, especially those boom, just battering it against the LED like corner thing. Really, really good. I do want to mention the like emotional execution in this rivalry. Just spot on. Liv actually just like cares for Dom, or at least like she's making it seem like she really cares about his health and safety.
Yeah.
Dom genuinely looked like he was pissing his pants up there the whole time, and Ripley just loved the whole thing, and she thought it was hilarious, and I think that fit all their characters perfectly. Anything to add before we touch the ending?
Yeah, Rhea was awesome. Rhea was super cool. Made me a big fan just in this fight alone. I just loved her powerfulness to just... She really ripped Liv apart for most of this fight. Like, let's be real.
She ripped her?
Rhea ripped her.
She Rhea ripped her.
So, it was a great fight. Scores, I'm gonna give a 7. It was a fun fight.
Isn't that higher than before? I think you gave it a 6.5.
Yeah, it is after this second tape.
Yeah, I actually lowered mine, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah, I put it to a 7.5. The reason being, the ending, I wanted Raquel to come back. It was a good moment for me. I hate the crowd. They were so lame. They were so boring. They didn't get hype enough for this moment. I'm glad they kind of redeemed it, I think, in the final match. The crowd kind of brought it back a little. But they've sold this moment. I also think Raquel kind of sold this moment. She didn't seem like... I feel like Rhea kind of just like died from barely any attack from her. I guess maybe that was her finisher, that like 100%. Tejana bomb looking thing. But, and then the drag just drags Liv on top. She doesn't do a ref pin. She doesn't like make any notion. She just drops her there and just like stands. I thought it was just awkward, I think is the right word to use. And it brought it down from like that range where it could have been 8.25, 8.5 with a better finale, better crowd, down to a 7.5.
Yeah, it just wasn't. It wasn't very satisfying. It wasn't a satisfying.
Unfulfilling is the word we used prior.
Yeah,
But maybe that's
it was a good fight.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some like Raquel Rhea 1-on-1 soon, and that'll be a fun match to watch.
Her versus both of them. Yeah.
All three, they could do that. A 1-on-3, she could win.
Wouldn't that require a turn though? Someone turning on the other though?
Nah, they could just try to jump her, and she just genuinely overpowers all three. That'd be funny. I mean, super.
I would love to see it. I'd love to see it.
She could be the female Cena. I mean, I think I think we can move on to the main event.
Yeah.
There's a lot to cover in the main event.
You go ahead.
Bloodline.
Give your take first.
Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa were defeated by Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. With a lot of stuff went on. I thought it was a good match. I think the antics throughout the match were good. I wanted Jacob to look a little stronger. I wanted Solo to feel a little stronger without having to do so many cheap shots. I feel like their entire offense was based on cheap shots, which I understand. That's like the whole gimmick behind the Bloodline. They're cheap little, just like... But they're also massive Samoans. And I feel like they feel more ticky-tacky than they do big beasts. Just from their moves and like the stuff they could have done. I liked when Roman Reigns went God mode. I just think it was an underperformed match with good moments. That's just how I can describe it. Like, I liked the table break, but...
Yeah. I mean, it was honestly an awesome fight. And I'll just reiterate again. Roman Reigns, right before he really turned it on and went monster mode, I was like, when are we really going to get Roman Reigns full strength? Because we hadn't seen it really in that fight, other than
and in months,
and in months, as I learned. And then he turned it on, and it was, I mean, why. I see why people can call him the GOAT right now. Yeah, I'm throwing up my ones. Roman Reigns is awesome. And then Cody Rhodes, as well as both members of Bloodline, they just obviously all had moments where they were like beating people up for good stretches of the match, but there always came a point where one of them or two of them at a time just were completely not even part of the fight, just knocked out. And it's like, it just made me feel like, how strong are these guys really?
Yeah.
Like, and I know you can't just constantly be throwing punches for like an hour and a half or however long the matches take, but I just wasn't as immersed because of that. But it was such a good fight though. All of the actual fighting was so entertaining.
Yeah, I do think we forgot to touch on the entrances.
Oh yeah.
Like we did last time. I thought they were completely like too much for Bad Blood. Like a whole band, a whole orchestra. Like it's a cool opportunity for those people, but that's more of a WrestleMania entrance vibe. Like having a whole live band do your thing, or like a live music. Like it's just too much for this pay-per-view. Maybe I get it because it's Roman's first match back in God knows how long. But I think it was too much. But I also think it was cool for a lower tier pay-per-view to get such like a big epic finale of a show.
Yeah.
And to continue on that big epic moments, Jimmy Uso came back to save them from the Guerrillas of Warfare, whatever their name, whatever the tag, Tonga Tama and Tonga Loa.
Mm-hmm.
They were being their classic little rascal selves, and then we finally get Jimmy Uso back after, I don't even know how long he's been gone, but it's been way too long, that's for sure. I was excited to see him. I like the hug. I like that he is bringing Roman to be more of a face. Especially after what we just learned, which we can now add.
Is what?
We just watched Kevin Owens backstage heel turn on Cody Rhodes.
Oh, yep.
So this throws another wrinkle. Like, Cody needs friends right now more than ever because his friends don't like him anymore. So maybe we do get a full, like, Roman and Cody are going to, like, be boys like that. Maybe Kevin Owens joins the other side or something. There's a lot of ways this could go.
Yeah, it is an interesting little Easter egg to throw in at the end. Yeah. Just off people's recordings. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I love Triple H. I said it before, I'll say it again. Triple H is a genius. There's no world where, like, in 2014, a heel turn is happening off camera. Because that's a marketable moment. He said, these couple fans that are seeing this in the alleyway, you're the news. You're the news stories. Yeah. That is insane.
That's pretty awesome.
It's so cool that he's, like, doing that as a thing. Like, that's so creative to do.
Yeah.
And I love the direction they're going. And then, of course, I think we got to end it with smell what The Rock is cooking, man.
Yeah.
He said.
The Rock came. He didn't say a word, but his presence was felt. Yeah. It was. I don't know what it means, but I'm excited.
It means the final boss is back.
Right.
We don't know where he's going. We don't know what he's doing. Because last time we saw him, I believe he was teaming up with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And I don't want to spoil it because you haven't seen it, but like, they beat Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins to allow Roman Reigns to pick the stipulations for him versus Cody, which you will react to because it's one of the best matches of all time.
Okay. Yeah.
But so he was sided with Roman, and I don't know if this means he's not with Roman. I assume he's not gonna be with Roman because Cody, Roman, and The Rock, are they ever losing a feud? No. You gotta put one to the other side to make it even.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's the final boss, I don't know. It's gonna be a weird power dynamic between him and Solo because Solo wants to be a leader. But we'll have to see how that plays out. I mean, there's so many ways this can go. I'm glad Jimmy is back. He's he is a key piece in this puzzle, and I'm really happy to see him returned.
Me as well. It was such a good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was super
a good
awesome.
way to reintroduce you to the world of wrestling.
Yep. And I'll even touch on the intros again. Sorry, what are they called?
Theme songs?
Just their whole entrance. Oh,
yeah.
Entrance.
Yeah.
The entrances were, I mean,
for everyone,
they were cool. Especially they were cool for everyone, but especially Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. Like I said before, they honestly are just good ass actors. And like you just said, the fact that this was just Bad Blood, randomly, and for them to be just looking that serious, just like it honestly is a world building thing, and it does really just put you right in there because it's not the biggest stage, and they're still they're acting as serious as humanly possible, and it's actually very entertaining.
I'm just glad that like you were just able to like understand, like they do such a good job of giving you enough recap to understand why this match is happening. And then it builds into like I want to watch this match right now after seeing all that this rivalry has built up to.
Yeah.
And that's why they do these shorter PLEs with like 5 matches, because you get that full story, that full conclusion, and where it's gonna lead. You get a full parabolic moment in this, and it's just perfect. Like CM Punk and Drew, like you got to watch their build, you got to watch that insane match, you got to watch the culmination, and it's probably done. But you got to see that whole thing unfold in front of you without having to go back and like understand the past. I think they do a great job at that.
WWE's awesome.
It's the best in the world. It's where the best wrestle.
We'll be the judges of that.
You don't
Stay
understand
tuned.
that reference. That's what the AEW is like their biggest rival, and their like motto is "We're the best wrestle." So I was just taking a little shot at their bitch asses.
Oh damn. Okay, chill. You know the ECW?
That's long dead.
Yeah, I just saw a clip of Paul Heyman on the ECW talking about Edge.
Yeah. Thank you for watching our Bad Blood match rating reviews, our thoughts of what could come into the future, and that we're definitely going to be doing this for just about every pay-per-view.
Forever.
Forever, or until we die.